growing up for me with sickle cell disease was more like I didn't really have a knowledge of what it is. All I cared about was to go out, play with my friends, go to school, come back, just normal kid, what children normally, their behavior at that time. That was what I was concerned about. I think I got to know that I had sickle cell disorder. It should be in my primary 1 or 2, where I experienced pains, and it was so unusual. It was excruciating. I can't describe the pain, but that was when I knew that okay, I had a condition, because I was in and out of hospital. But nonetheless, after the whole experience, I go back doing any other thing a normal kid will do. The commonest thing I hear from people then was they referred to me as a sickler. So you keep hearing, he's a sickler, he's a sickler. And to me, that was it. It was more like a label. And then my yellowish eyes, everybody will see me and like, why are your eyes yellow? Why are your eyes yellow? And some will go to the extent of asking if I had yellow fever or hepatitis, or they want to know what is actually wrong with me. I would say I had the best of support from family. So the support from family, it strengthened me to be able to cope with challenges from outside. Yeah, but it wasn't easy, because as a child, I happened to know of somebody that died of that disease, and it wasn't easy. Yes, there was that feeling, you feel okay, maybe you'll die. For a child, being a child at that time, it really affected my confidence. But there was a support system back at home. Sickle cell is a condition, and a condition that you can live with, you can manage. Now, when they say you are a sickler, it's more like a label. It defines you as, how do I put it? Like it's like a label that defines you and says this is who you are. But you have other things outside of sickle cell. You have interest, you have skills, you are a human being, you have your characteristics. So I think it's wrong to say you are a sickler, because you are defining me within that confines. But if you say I'm living with sickle cell, it's more appropriate, or I have this challenge, it's more appropriate, because outside of it, I'm other things as well. For one, we are not walking corpse. As far as we are alive, we are living, we are more than the condition. So the impression people have, you are going to die soon, I think it's not. I would like to see that change. Well, life, people die, whether we like it or not. People die. Those that are sick, those that are healthy. It doesn't matter your background or your race. Death is something that is common within the society. So if it's something that's inevitable, it's wrong to say that certain persons are going to die soon. I mean, it's more about how well we live, not how long we live. So that negative impression of this person is like a walking dead, he's going to die soon, or she's going to die soon. is wrong. And then yes, the label of sickler, being called a sickler, we are people, we have other characteristics. Having sickle cell doesn't define us entirely. Another thing is, people, there's this impression too I got to know of, people say, persons with sickle cells, they have temper, that they can be temperamental, they get angry easily. It affects relationships seriously. You get to meet persons that you have a connection on the onset. Things go on smoothly, you're enjoying the company of this person, and all of a sudden, when you finally open up and say, okay, this is it, I have this challenge, the person now becomes uncertain, doesn't know whether they want to continue the relationship or not, especially as an adult now, where you are thinking and hoping that you settle down one day. It's not easy. Some people have the courage to tell you, okay, look, I can't go on. Some will not want to hurt your feelings by coming out to tell you, but from their body language, that something has changed. The attitude has changed, and there's gradual avoidance, And then, genotype. I know that genotype is not the major factor when in a relationship, especially when you are thinking of being serious with somebody. It is not. There are other factors as well. So sometimes some relationships, experiences that I had ended not because of genotype factor actually, but you realize that compatibility and all of that is a problem. So you can't go on with that relationship. And then there are other times that you are the one that call the relationship off because there may be something about the person that you are not comfortable with and you feel you can't go on. Okay, so there are a lot of factors, but genotype is one thing that I know that some relationships that would have gone further, ended along the line. And it's kind of difficult because you cannot rule out fear. But as they say, courage is not the absence of fear. And on self-pity, there are persons that you may meet, but all you sense is pity. They only pity you. They pity you for your condition, and they feel it's more like it's a way for them to, how do I put it? They feel sorry for you somehow, and it's like that's the only motivating factor in that relationship, So, and it's not enough to say you make a decision out of pity. I know it's not easy when you know that this is who you want, you are friends with this person, and you see this person as a potential mate. But however, when you are not compatible genotype-wise, especially AS and AS, the factor of AS, two AS coming together, I know it's not, you can't really say and explain, what the pain is like. And you are in love, I understand, but think about the child you are going to bring forth. You are putting him or her in a condition where if he or she starts to ask questions, I don't know what kind of answer you're going to give that child. And it baffles me because in this time, in this era that we're in, where knowledge and information abounds, you hear people, making such mistakes. Yeah, we can excuse our parents then because there was no knowledge and all of that. But in this age and time where there is a lot of information about this, because the surest way to prevent sickle cell is through marriage. Getting married to somebody that you are compatible with genotype wise. It will reduce the rate of having children born with sickle cell. So it's something you wouldn't want to wish a child, because the pain is something else. I can't use words to explain or describe how it is like, but think about that unborn child and the position you are putting him or her. For caregivers, I think, to me, I feel you have to get to that point where you look at your ward or child beyond sickle cell. You have to look at him or her beyond being a patient, because the child outside, the condition or the challenge with sickle cell, there's a lot to human being, and seek to make your child your friend. Okay, get to know the emotional life of that person, the social life of that person. Get to know them as individuals. What are their interests, what are their likes. And another thing is, be confident about them, because as children they may not say what they think, they cannot express with words, but they sense it, they feel it when they know that you are losing your confidence. I know it's not easy, because when in pains, it's the caregiver that looks after the patient, and it's not easy. It's a big challenge, but there's more to that person than just being somebody with that condition, that is living with that condition. So get to know that person more, become friends, and from that they can sense the security around them, and it will boost their self-esteem, where they in turn will look out for themselves. For the society at large, well, there are bodies, there are organizations that are advocating, and people need to know a lot about this condition. And yeah, the awareness for genotype and all of that, yeah, it's commendable. More needs to be done. So I would want to encourage them to keep doing the work they are doing, and tend to see people living with such conditions as humans. And for persons living with such conditions, I would say you have to, one, believe in yourself. You have to accept yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. Accept the fact that you have this challenge. When you finally accept yourself, I think it's easier to love yourself. And you have to see yourself beyond the condition too. Because deep within us, deep within you, you have skills, you have talents, you have abilities. There's what you can do to contribute to life. So seek to see that, yeah, you make your own meaningful contribution to life. It's not the duration of life that matters, but how well we apply our lives. So I would say, yeah, pursue your dreams and seek to be who you are. Express yourself. My name is Lekmak Tyoden, and I'm a clinical psychologist. I have sickle cell, but I'm not a sickler. I am human.